Thank you very much, Raghu and Vandana. You guys are awesome hosts. I'd like to talk on an important topic here. It's about being bold. We'll go into the details. What does being bold really means? If you listen to some great people, they all seem to be saying the same thing. Nelson Mandela is quoted as saying, he's the father of modern South Africa. He says that I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. That means you have to win over the fear. And the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So Nelson Mandela was a follower of Mahatma Gandhi, and he was put in jail and in a South Africa of apartheid, where the white people said that black people were inferior, and they were treated. It was a racist situation. They were treated very badly. They couldn't even use the same toilets. They couldn't use the same same services. They couldn't even drink water from the same water fountain. Okay, they had all that discrimination, and they were willing to kill people, whip people, hurt people. And if you've seen the movie Gandhi, there was a little bit of South Africa there. But Nelson Mandela, he figured out that through courage, he was able to help that transformation to occur and change the country. That was the second country to have changed over, or I would say it's the third country to have changed over with the original Gandhian principles. The first country being India, the second country being America, because in America also there was discrimination. The African American emancipation movement, the leaders of which were Gandhian followers, and that helped clean up America, and then it was Nelson Mandela. And similar words was said by Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was the US president during World War II, when Hitler was busy attacking Europe, when Japan was throwing bombs and raiding Pearl Harbor. He said that courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that something else is more important than fear. So in our business, what does this mean? What is your biggest fear? Oh my God, what will other people think? Oh my God, if I drop the message, what will they say? Will they join the business? What will happen? Will everything work out? These are all the common questions that we all have. But the question is, it's not the absence of fear. Everyone has fear. Okay. When I have to drop the message, I have fear. It's not fear. Fear is FEAR, false expectation appearing real. Okay. I have never had somebody pick a gun and shoot me for dropping the message. I never had anyone say anything. You drop the message, at worst they can say is no, thank you. Like Sushma offered me coffee, if I say, oh, great, wonderful, thank you very much, she'll be happy. But if I said, no, thank you, I don't want it, she's not going to go into depression. She says, your loss, and she'll probably grab the coffee and drink it herself. Okay? So the point is, and that's the right attitude to have. Be bold. Don't sit and mourn on somebody's losses. Now, Sushma has never done such a thing. And I've never said no whenever she gave me coffee. I always drank it. Okay? But all I'm trying to say is the attitude. And I'm proud of my wife for having a bold attitude. If anyone has to learn boldness, that's her. Sometimes she doesn't even know what she's doing, but she'll be very bold at it. And that's a great quality in life. So you have to learn to act bold. Stop hesitating and take action. So what is acting bold? You don't have, first you have to act bold. You have to make that jump, that leap of faith. Stop hesitating and take action. Is there something you've been wanting or trying to do but can't seem to get the courage up? How many of us, we saw a sharp potential person. You don't know whether he's gay. This is a nice looking guy. And I want to go talk to him. And you keep thinking about it. And you keep thinking about it. And you keep hesitating and you don't take action. And that guy walks away. I bet there's not a single year in this meeting that didn't have that feeling at one point or the other. We all had it. And I remember going through months of depression because of that. Depression in the sense I was not really depressed. It's just that missed opportunity. I wish I should have done this. I should have done that. That's how I would feel. But stop thinking about acting and actually do something. Taking that first small step towards trying something new can give you the energy to keep going. And I'm so grateful to my mentors, Chetan and Vinita. Chetan told me, he said, You're afraid to talk to people? No problem, man. Go and just go stand around wherever, go where people are and say hello and hi and smile. And if they say something, run away from there. Okay, that was a small step. And he said, this is your treatment for first week. Then come back after you do this, come back next week and I'll teach you. Next week I went and then he said, okay, now you say, hi, how are you? You know, the weather is great, isn't it? Hey, in Houston, it's hot and miserable. It is like Chennai, Bombay weather here. Okay. You say weather is great, people look at you and laugh. Okay. And in winter, it's cold. It's like Delhi winters. And you say weather is great, they'll still laugh at you. Okay. And you laugh together. And you say that I wish I could have taken a little bit of this winter weather and put it in summer. Okay. Mix the two together. That'll be perfect, no? And then you have a conversation. Boldness is the opposite of hesitation. Whenever you're feeling hesitant in interacting with others or making a decision with yourself, learn to swallow your pride and make the first move. I had to learn to swallow my pride. My pride is, what will they think? You have to make the first move. Now, you have to learn to do the unexpected. Bold people aren't afraid of trying new things. And one of the reasons they're so exciting to be around is that they keep you guessing. Bold people, like building this business was a bold action. My mother couldn't believe that Satish would be doing a business. She said, Satish, you're only good for sitting and studying and writing exams and getting good scores. That's all. I don't think you can talk to people. My mother told me when I joined the business, and I mentioned this to an auntie, she told my mom, and my mom called me and said, Satish, is the job okay? You know, how are you? Why are you doing this business? And she was on my case. And I had to say, Mom, do you think you raised a good kid? And she said, yeah, then just have trust in me. I said, Mom, like, are you a big business person? Have you built a big business? She says, no. And I said, okay, I'm learning from someone that built a big business. So don't worry about me. Okay, so all I'll do is I'll lose a pair of shoes. That's all. So don't worry. So then she kind of calmed down. Okay. Now, this could be something new for you. Whatever you do, be sure to do it for yourself, not for other people. Understand the biggest satisfaction in life is the first time you do something bold. First time in class, you're in class and you have a question to ask. You never asked, but you raised your hand. And the first time you ask a question, at the end, it's not whether you asked the question nicely or the teacher answered it nicely. You feel good about yourself that you made that bold move. That is where the greatest satisfaction in life is, when you make little bold moves every day. And every day you raise your self-image when you make those bold moves. And doing something new and unexpected might make you vulnerable or afraid. Don't give in to those feelings. Instead, accept the newness of the skill that needs to be learned. So even if you fall flat, you've got this lady over here trying to do water skiing. I don't think the first time she did it good. She must have fallen plop in the water like many times. I tried water skiing and I fell. Okay, many times. Finally, once I did it and I decided not to do a second time because I wanted to end in the victorious note. The thing is, accept the newness of the skill and don't be afraid to do it yourself. Next is rediscover who you are. That's being bold. Ultimately, boldness has to do with understanding your strengths and weaknesses, then moving beyond them. I knew that my strength was not in talking to people. I was not a salesman. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't sell nothing. But I understood that and I realized I had to fix it. That's a problem. If you say I'm shy, that is not your condition. That is a problem that you're describing, and you have to fix that problem. Question is, what are you doing? Don't try to hide your problems or failures, but accept them as part of you. This will allow you to confidently move forward, appreciating your uniqueness and be authentic. When I'm sharing with you that I was scared to talk to people, I'm being authentic because that's what happened. It took 9 months, before I could open my mouth and talk to somebody. Somebody would have conceived and delivered a baby in those 9 months. But saying hello and talking to somebody took me 9 months. You see, the growth that I went through in those 9 months, listening to audios, reading books, watching my mentors, and my cross line. I would see Rajesh boldly talk to people, Rajesh Nagpal, boldly talk to people, contact anybody. We are in a petrol station and somebody else is filling petrol in their car. He'll walk up to them and say, nice car. And I would say, how come he said nice car? It's a lousy car with all rust everywhere. He's saying nice car. And then I find that he says nice car. And then he and the driver have a laugh together. And then he says, like, you must really be good at maintaining this car. They have a conversation. It could be really a nice car. It could be whatever it is. I saw Rajesh do it. I saw Chetan do it. And I said, like, oh my God, these people are doing it. It'll be easier to find things you're passionate about if you stop worrying about the right thing to do. Some people are saying, oh, I need the perfect dialogue. The perfect dialogue to talk to somebody. Okay? Something, and you'll never get the perfect dialogue. It's not about you getting the perfect dialogue. It is about you improving that dialogue from dialogue to dialogue. Don't do something just to shock people. Don't take off your clothes and walk naked. You'll shock everybody. But what have you accomplished? Everybody laughs at you only. Some people, when I talk about boldness, I've seen some dummies in our team, they become very bold and they'll get up and they'll go to their boss and say and drop the message to their boss. And then they, and I'm saying, what a stupid guy. Drop the message to somebody else. Don't go drop the message to boss right now. Go platinum, then go talk to your boss. Okay, I have sponsored my boss too in the business. After I went Emerald, and he knew by then that I was building Amway and I was in Emerald and Founders Emerald and all that. And he got excited. He wanted to know more. And I showed him the plan and I said, boss, you are such a missed opportunity. There were 20 people in your company of 500 people that went platinum in Rasha's business. Ganesh Shenoy, Satish Reddy, Rajesh Nagpal, Sridhar, and I can give a long list of people that went platinum. And I showed him the plan. He got excited. He even came to function. But, his ego was too big and he didn't build it. And that's okay. Okay. But I had fun with him. And I did that after, being bold. Yeah, be bold. But don't be stupid. That's my point. Don't do something just to shock people. Pretend you're already bold. That's another tip for you. Pretend you're bold. If you were to switch places with someone you admire for their assertiveness and boldness, what would they do in your shoes? So this was a very key tip for me when I heard this. I already knew Chetan was bold. And I would imagine there's a sharp man, he's so sharp. He's so sharp that you touch him, you'll bleed. And I don't have guts to talk to him because, he's more successful than me. He looks taller than me. He looks fairer than me. He is, more handsomer. He's stronger. He's richer. He's got better car. If I think like that, but then I would say, wait a minute. If Chetan Rastogi was in my shoes right now, what do you think he'll do? Chetan will say, sharp, I want him in my business. And he'll go and talk. So let me go talk. And I'll go and push myself and go and talk. And that's the thing. So your bold inspiration doesn't have to be real. Okay. You could even think of a character from a movie or a book that is daring and brave. Okay. How many of you have seen that old movie, Anand? And you see Rajesh Khanna going around and talking to everybody. Can you be that person to talk to everybody? Somebody can, I'm sure some of you can even remember the dialogue he would say. Okay. So the question is, imagine their boldness in your life. And if you haven't seen the movie Anand, go watch it and see how he cold contacts people. See, Upline is telling you to go see cinema now. Be willing to say no. That's also being bold. If someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, refuse it. Sometimes my mommy and daddy will tell me to do things. And I say, no, mommy, no, daddy. And I say it respectfully, I say, I love you, but I won't do this. Sunny, can you come and move to India and sit in my house? And, and they've been telling me this for 30 years. Okay. Thank you, mom and dad, but no, thank you. You come and live in my house. I have a room for you. Because I want my independence. I don't want my dependence. Okay. You need to say no. Okay. Saying no will reinvigorate your individuality and help you to feel bold. Sometimes your boss will ask you to do things that you don't want to do. You add value to him, and then you say, no, after 6 p.m., I have got some urgent family business. From 8 to 6, I'm going to work like crazy. But after 6 p.m., I have urgent family business I have to go take care of. Yeah, this business is a business and it's a family business and it's urgent because every day you delay, one more hair turns gray or falls off. You have to learn to put boundaries there. Okay. Don't let others walk over you, take advantage of you, and drain away your money and time for their ends. Some people just want to gossip with you. They will chat and chat and chat and chat, old classmates. Okay. And they will drain you of energy because they'll only fill you with a bunch of garbage, trash, nonsense in your brains. You have to learn to say no to that. Some of those WhatsApp groups, you got to learn to say no to that. Get passionate about your dreams. Okay. And prioritize yourself over others that take advantage of you. Some people, if they want to, they're moving houses, they will ask you to help them move their furniture with your muscles. You'll learn to say no to them. Some people will come and knock on your door. You have plans to go and do an MG1 or something. Somebody will come knock on your door and say, oh, Satish, we haven't met for a long time. Some neighbor will come, somebody will come, your auntie will come, and they will say, so many times I've had a meeting to go to, and aunties, recently, there's one cousin of mine that was very upset with me. Okay. He called and said, Satish, we are here in Houston and we want to come and visit you. And I said, yeah, no problem. After 6 p.m., after 6:30 p.m., I'll be home. Oh, but today is Saturday. What are you doing? Hey, my upline, we were having a attitude session and a physical evaluation seminar that day. And Rashmi Ranjan Jyoti Prakash, Executive Diamond, was in town. Okay, I have to go to that meeting, right? So I'm going to go to prioritize that, not sit down with my cousin. That broke cousin, I mean, he's a nice guy. I love him. Okay. He's my big brother. Okay. But I showed him the plan and he joined the business and quit. And he wants to drag me to his level? Nowhere. Okay. But that cousin was without that cousin, I wouldn't be where I am today in Amway. Because when he came to Michigan, okay, visiting me when I was there, Chetan showed him, I was too gutless to show him the plan and everything. I had Chetan do all the process meetings with him. And Chetan launched him in the business. And then he came back to Houston to his house. And then I said, Chetan, what do we do next? Are you going to go to Houston? And Chetan looked at me and said, no, my friend, you're the one going to go to Houston. So I went here and I did my first plan to show the plan for that cousin. Okay. Now, but the point I'm trying to say is I had to be willing to say no and tell him. And I said, you come in the evening. He said, no, but evening I'm going to go and visit somebody else. I said, you can visit that somebody else in the afternoon and come and visit me. He says, no, I can't do that. Only I can come in the afternoon. Well, too bad. Afternoon I have a meeting. You have to learn to say no. Okay. You don't have to be nice and agree with others all the time if they're out of line. Okay. And if you agree to do something you really don't wish to do, you should probably just follow through with it because you gave your word. Okay. Next time, remember to say no and assert yourself. So if you accepted something, do it. I had accepted to be on the temple committee here in Houston. It was a big time waste. Finally, I figured out, I went to the chairman of the temple committee and I said, look, man, you want two things. Either my time every week, you want me to come and spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours here, okay, planning on what will happen to the Meenakshi temple here, or you want my donation. That same time, I can go work, build my business and donate money to you. He said, I want your donation. I said, thank you. Here, you can keep the thing. Okay. So you have to learn to put line. Okay. It's funny that I gave my job to another guy who's now leads the temple committee. And to this day, he says, I am now doing all this great job in the temple because of Satish relinquished his seat for me. And I'm thinking, thank you, God. Okay, I could serve you this way, but he's serving you. He's so happy doing that, and I helped another guy find the best job for him. So that's how it is.
It's a huge temple.
It's a huge temple. In fact, our wedding occurred in the same temple. Okay. So, and some of you guys here in this meeting were there also. Okay. Ask for what you want. Okay. That's being bold too. Rather than be waiting to be recognized for your efforts or expecting someone to consider your needs, step up and ask. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's what Chetan keeps telling me. This doesn't mean you should demand what you want or be aggressive. Today, while we were doing the seminar, there was someone was trying to be aggressive and unmuting and saying something. I just put him on the bench or whatever that there is a thing, where I took him out of the meeting. If you're too aggressive, instead be confident, be tactful, choose your words and all that. Don't confuse being bold with being aggressive. Aggressiveness often involves imposing your viewpoints or actions on others, wasting other people's time. Boldness has nothing to do with the people around you. It's about overcoming your fears and taking action. Ask questions. There's nothing bold about blundering into a situation you're ignorant about and not listening to advice. If you have never done an MG one before, a meeting before, ask advice. If you're unclear about an assignment or about a topic at work or school, boldness is being willing to admit that you are confused and ask for clarification. In fact, they made me chief engineer because I asked a lot of questions and asked everyone how you do your job. And I learned how everybody does their job. Then they said, oh, you are one guy that knows everything. You ask all the questions, so you will make you chief engineer. Okay? So you need to learn to ask questions. And to this day, I tell everybody, you are smarter than me in your area, man. That's how I'm able to give them work and I can come back home and build my business. Otherwise, I'll be doing their job. Don't be afraid to take the bold step of getting help. If someone is unhelpful, find another person. Oh my, the guy who started me in business is not around. So what are you going to do? Sit and cry? Go and talk to the guy above. There'll be somebody above, okay, who is serious about the business that'll help you. And are you using your mentor? And another thing, learn to offer choices. That's being bold too. Some of you, I don't know whether this got the time, okay, to meet with me. How do you know? One of the best ways to get what you want is simplify the number of solutions to a given problem. I don't know whether he is free Monday evening, Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening, Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday evening, Sunday evening. You don't know. So why don't you ask him which is best for you, Tuesday evening after 7 p.m. or Wednesday evening after 9 p.m. This will cut down on the amount of hassle that goes into the solution, okay, and ensure that the outcome is what you want. And even if there are unlimited number of possibilities for a given problem, limit them to the solutions that work for you. Take risks and create opportunities. Now, I'm never going to ask you to do bungee jumping. Mentally, you do a bungee jump every time you drop the message. Sometimes. There is a difference between being reckless and accepting risks. Reckless people don't accept risks because they don't even think about them. A bold person has learned about a risk and decided to go through with the decision anyway, willing to accept the consequences if things don't work out. Inaction or hesitation is often a kind of risk. So if you don't take action, that's a risk because you're risking missing an opportunity. And I see Colonel Mandir saying, nodding his head. He was leading a commando unit in Kashmir. And if you ask him, he'll tell you if there is an opportunity, you take it. If you just sit and wait and say, oh, these terrorists will become nice people if I just wait, okay? It's not going to happen. This is a risk to avoid. However, your goal to create your best chance of success, not whittle away at your window of opportunity. So if you are in a place like 2 days ago, I was in a place, car maintenance place, there's a sharp-looking guy talking well. I decided to talk to him. That was the risk I was taking. Okay. If I waited, then my car would have been fixed and I leave. And then what's the point that there was a sharp guy in that place if I didn't talk? If you have a LinkedIn contact, but you're not following through and talking to them, that's a risk that you are not following through. Okay. So just if you delay, one more hair turns gray or falls off. Remember that. So, and accept any outcome. Whatever the outcome is, good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. While there's power in taking on something new or trying to get what you want, there's also the chance that you may fail. And it's okay. Embrace the failure. It's not the opposite of success. It's a necessary component. Without a risk of failure, you don't have the chance of success. Everyone wants to go diamond in the Amway business, but nobody wants to talk to 6 people and drop the message and help them go platinum, right? Yeah, everyone wants to, but you got to drop the message. And if somebody that you drop the message to and you got even launched in the business, and if they are not ready to build business, you have to learn to find somebody else and replace them quickly. Okay? Don't worry about rejection. This requires some emotional detachment from the outcome. Don't let a rejection destroy your self-confidence and your ability to be bold. And that is very, very key. And this final statement I'll say, there's a gentleman called Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery. He led the British Army in North Africa when Rommel, who was the German general, was fighting against him. And Rommel was a very smart guy. And he defeated the British Army pretty pathetically in the initial stages. Okay, there were a lot of people in the Indian soldiers. There were a lot of Indian soldiers that fought in Africa under the leadership of Field Marshal Montgomery. The difference in Montgomery and most other generals was he didn't sit in command headquarters and order people. He was on the front lines when the bombs were falling around, and people would say, wow, why are you here? And he was not just general, he was field marshal. Okay. How many field marshals you know that were on the front? Okay. But he was one of them. And he said the first duty of a leader is optimism. Optimism means that whatever you're doing will work out. Whatever is going to happen, bombs are falling, it's okay. It'll work out. For the better, that is. Okay. How does your subordinate feel after meeting with you? When the bombs are falling, are you going to be scared? No, I'm scared. Oh, there's a bomb here. There's a bomb there. There's a bomb there. Okay. Or are you going to say, bombs are going to come? Maybe there's a bomb with my name on it. That's fine. But I'm going to be bold and I'm going to fight. And he was able to push back Rommel and defeat the German army and was able to win back. He and another American general called Patton, they were able to fight and win North Africa back from the Germans and the Italians. So he says, how does your subordinate feel after meeting with you? Does he feel uplifted? Uplifted through your boldness and confidence. Not uplifted because you gave him, daivada. He'll only grow heavier and he'll downlift. Okay, I don't know, uplift. Okay. Uplifting is through your confidence, through your inspiration, through your thing. Does he feel uplifted? If not, you're not a leader. Learn to be a leader, get bold, and I hope I've added some value to you. And that's what it is. Every day is an opportunity for you to get bold, to prove a point, to be able to be better than yourself. You'll never be bold. It's not a switch that you turn on and say, boldness switch on. Okay. And I'm bold. And no, it's every day. The small decisions that you make will build the boldness muscle in you. Today, when you hear Satish talk like this, you say, oh, he's bold. Now, I can't be too confident on that. If I do something stupid, I deserve to be fired. But I haven't done it. And I'll leave on my terms. Now, the point is, learn to be bold. And every day, the little things that, are you boldly listening to audios? When you listen to an audio, you can listen weekly or weekly. Okay, W-E-A-K-L-Y or W-E-E-K-L-Y. Listening to audios weekly is a bad idea. Do it daily. Listen to audios every day, but with boldness. I am going to implement whatever this fellow is saying on this audio. You don't like the audio? That's fine. If that dummy can do it, I'll do it even better. You read a book, you don't like the book. You say, if that dummy wrote a book and everybody is following it and he's selling and making money, hey, I'm better than him. You like your upline? Wonderful. Bonus. You don't like your upline. You say, if that dummy can sponsor me, I am sure I can sponsor more people. And some of you have uplines that are dummies, really. They're probably not even in this meeting. And that's okay. Some of you are invited to come to a, potential to whatever, and they didn't show up. They're the dummies. You are bold. You go and talk to the next person and the next person and the next person. It is those daily actions that you end up building a global business, wherever in the world you live, and listen to this talk, and we wish you all the best. And with the mentorship team, with the help of your mentors, you can make it happen. Let's be bolder. One more step. And let's make it happen together. We all can do it. Let's do it.
For the calendar year 2024, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, we want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited. For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects.